Cameron here. I'm at a new dump today, and you know what it is? It's a military hospital dump. I discovered it with my friend. It's basically 1950s to 1970s. And look, I'm digging tons and tons of IV bottles. So many that I can't even take them all. I was digging a lot of cool, like, vintage syringes and stuff. Not much needles, though. And some soda. And a lot of other medical supply stuff. Hey guys, I'm back. Another IV bottle. I've dug like 15 IV bottles, probably more. So I'm pretty much ignoring... Oh, collapse. Cave in. Let's see if it exposed anything. A lot of needles, but no really special ones. Just all disposable ones. I took one of each kind, though, earlier. I got a good bottle. If the label survives. Whoa, sterile water for injection. Hope this label will survive. Let me get that to focus. Look at that. That is cool. I'll pack that up and then... Hey guys, I got another whole dish. It's the hospital's pattern, as you can see. I'll put that to the side with the other one. What's this? This is such a little bottle. Oh my god, you're so little. Look at this. Look how tiny that is. Look how tiny that is. I'll put it in my pocket. See, what's this? Maybe a test tube? It is. Or a sample tube. Let's see, what does it say? Interesting. Look at this. Might be I don't know what it is. Let me get it to focus. There, that's cool. Got something ACL. I don't think it's going to survive, though. I've dug a bunch of these and none of them survived. Oh, actually, this is different. It's a poison. Oh, it's already coming off. It's not going to survive. Look at that, though. That's pretty cool. Starter solution for developing, not sure what. It's a poison, but it's not going to survive, so I'm not even going to try. Hey, guys. I just wanted to show you. I'm at the hospital dump, and look what's here. It's a full car. I'm going to try to get a better view for you. Look at this. That is cool. Oh, look at the steering wheel. You see the upholstery, too, and stuff. This is pretty cool. Untouched. There's a whole car here. Looks like there might even be a second car here. Hi, guys. Sorry I didn't film all of my finds before, because I was kind of sucked into the awesomeness of the dump. I wanted to show this is a giant barrel full of surplus razor blades. Look at this. Probably from like the 50s or 60s. Look at that, all the plastic containers. I'll show you one. I took a few good condition ones last time and they were never used. You can see the blades are still inside. Albeit they crumble when you take them out. The containers are pretty cool. Hello YouTube, Cameron here. I'm back with the review. First I'm going to show the stuff from when I first discovered the dump when I just service hunted. First is this cool IV bottle, as you can see. Then there's these two razor packages, which are from, there was a barrel full of these, like surplus, that were never used. You can see the razor blades are still inside. And then there's these two IV bottles, two different kinds. This tiny one, which still has the dropper inside, as you can see. And this one was pretty interesting, the IV bottle, because it's different from the other ones. It's the only one that has like these grippers on them, and also has a brand name on the bottom. It is made by Sherman Laboratories, Detroit. Also probably one of the older ones. Most of the dump is 1960s. It's pretty cool. Let's see, what else did I find? There is, up here, watch out. Here's Hudson, by the way, my boy, hanging out with me. Say hello, Hudson. Or don't. Excuse me, Hudson. And then there's this IV bottle up here, as you can see. And... see, was there anything else? Well, those were what I found the first time. Now, let me just let Hudson up because he wants to go out, and then I'll show you what I found this trip. Okay, let's get started. First is this, which I will try to clean off better, which is just a plain laboratory bottle. Not too exciting. It's by Wheaton. Probably a newest 1960s, possibly a bit older. That's pretty cool, though. Then I dug several of these with various markings. According to what I found online, they're probably plungers for large syringes. They're made out of glass, as you can see, with like a red rim here and a marking at the top. They would have been like laboratory syringes, not injection syringes, from what I could find, though. But the interesting thing is, while I found a bunch of these claiming they were for syringes, I didn't find any of an actual thing. So I think the information I found online might be inaccurate. If it's inaccurate, I'll update you now with what it actually is. I'll do more research. Because I'm starting to suspect that what the identification I found online was incorrect, simply because it doesn't make sense the fact that while I found a bunch of these online, none of them actually had syringes with them, which makes me wonder if that's even correct. And then several of them had this logo on them. Don't know what it means. I couldn't find anything, but I will do more research. Maybe it's upside down. Yeah, it's IC. Don't know what that means. Pretty cool though. Yeah, I found 4 of those with 2 different variations. Actually, the 2 with numbers on them have different numbers, as you can see. Pretty cool. Then, let's see. There's this thing, which I know it looks gross, and most of this is 1960s or older, by the way. Mostly 1960s. This I took because it's an attachment for an IV bottle, and I wanted to attach it to one of the IV bottles I dug last time. It actually does say something on it. Right here, it says Cutter Laboratory. I mean, not laboratory. What is it? Laboratories is what it says. So I don't know exactly what it is, but you can see the thing they would use to like cut off the flow right there, made of metal. Then I got a bunch of disposable syringes of different kinds. Most of them are Stylex, which are pretty cool. But these are the kind of things that are kind of hard to find because they would have been disposable. So you can only find them if the hospital dumps stuff in an accessible place. So there's very few of them that were never like used. I couldn't find any of these online. It says Stylex, discard after use. Most of these don't have needles. Actually, none of them do. I didn't take any with needles because of safety. But there were some at the dump. But yeah. And then there's this cigar tube. I took the lid off so it could dry. It's still drying. It's a tube that a cigar would have come in. On the top it says El Producto, which is the brand. It's probably about 1960s, like most of the stuff here. Then there's this bottle, which I dug like a ton of these, but I only took one because they were all the same. It is bipolar medication. I know what it is because while the label's gone, as you can see, the dropper was marked Thorazine, which when I looked up was a bipolar medication. You can see that right there. And then I'll show you one of each type of syringe. These ones are the same as the ones I already showed. Then there's this decanter, probably like whiskey or something. I need to clean that way better, which I will do soon. Still has some water in there. I need to dry that better too and clean it better because there's still a lot of dirt in there. Unfortunately, no brand name on it. There's a little bit of label on top, but it's not really readable. Let me know if you know what brand it is. The only word I can see is old. It might be part of the brand. I don't know. Then there's this like smaller syringe, also the same company, Stylex. And then there's this one, which is Stylex, but slightly different. Oh shit, I dropped it. Oh, thank God it didn't break. Just some dirt came out. I guess I missed some dirt in that one. I'll have to clean it up later. And then another one of the Stylex syringes. Then there's a different packet of razors, different variation from the previous ones I dug, probably a different time period, but also unused, as you can see. So I don't think they would put used razors in here after. You can see the different design. I think these ones are the older ones. Don't know why my focus is so bad. There we go. And there's this one, as you can see, which is different. I think it's because of the time period. And then there's this syringe, which is different. Let me get it to focus. Oh, my lens is so blurry. Let me try cleaning it. Yeah, that's better. I don't know. Maybe it's just a bit too dark in here. Maybe next time I'll film on the deck. This one says Muron on it. I couldn't find any information on this company, so I don't know what kind of medicine it was. Yeah. And then there's 2 surgical tools I found. They were meant to be disposable, which is why they were in the dump. I only found 2 of these. 2 different kinds. They're both different kinds of surgical tweezers, as you can see. Both probably about 1960s, and they were made by, this one's marked over here. Let me show it. By American Hospital Supply Corps. By the way, this was a veterans hospital, and right around the corner from where the dump was, is what this dump was used by. And here's the other kind, as you can see. Both by the same company, but different designs, as you can clearly see. And then there is this one, which is a nice local find. It is also like early 60s. It says it's a Kisco soda from Mount Kisco, New York. That's from within the county I live in, and I collect stuff from my county. That's my main collection, is Westchester County bottles. And the label was flaking off, as you can see right there, but I managed to coat it with a light layer of clear spray paint to keep it from flaking, even though I wasn't able to save all of it, as you can see right there. Sorry about that, I was interrupted. So there's something sterilized here. I can't tell what, because the label didn't fully survive. And delicious, wholesome beverage prepared from carefully selected ingredients, pure cane sugar, and carbonated filtered artisan well water. Pretty interesting. I have other bottles from this company, but they're at my apartment when I'm at my parents' house. Then there's this really cool bottle, which has the name of the hospital on it. It says Veterans Administration Hospital, Montrose, New York. And it has a date on it of something 1964. And it was prescribed for William J. Cockley, as you can see. And it says one tablet, something tablet twice a day. And I can't read the date fully, but I think it says 64, as I said. And that's pretty much all I can read. I'll show you. So that's a nice local bottle, too. Then there's this really cool one, which I also had to spray, because otherwise the label would have come off. I actually dug two of them, but the other one, the label came off completely. It is from 1960s. It is 30 milliliters, sterile water for injection, USP, with preservative. Dissolved medicaments, paternal injection. Federal law prohibits its dispensing without a prescription. Pretty cool. Then I dug these dishes, which I'm assuming were the hospital's official like design, like what they use for all their patients, because I found a ton of these in there. Unfortunately, there was an earlier one, probably like 20 years older, like original the hospital, but they were all broken. They had the Veterans Administration logo on them, which were much cooler. None of them were even close to whole. They were too broken. I dug a few, as you can see, different sizes of this dish. All of those have like one minor chip each, except for this, which is absolutely perfect, other than some staining. No chips, no cracks. As you can see, there's some staining on the inside, though, which I'm going to try to get out later. And they're mostly made by Shenango, China, except for one that's made by Sterling, China. There's this tiny, like, injectable medicine bottle. Don't know what it would have been. I just took it because it was so tiny. Then there's this, which I think is the top to a cigarette package, even though I'm probably not going to keep it. It says Philip Morris on it. Then there's this. Let me try to pick it up one sec. Which is a handmade plant marker. Probably they had like a little garden at the hospital. So it says avocado, as you can see. That's pretty cool. Probably from like this probably dates to like the same time as the rest of the number, about 1960s. And there's a bowl with the same pattern as the other stuff. And then I'm saving the best find for last. The best find is the really exciting find. Then there's another syringe. And this is pretty cool, ACL. I'm going to try to get the lid off very carefully so I can wash the inside. It says new neocortisol salt substitute. Use like salt to give a zestful, salty flavor to the sodium restricted diet by Winthrop Laboratories, New York. Division of Sterling Drug Inc. As you can see, and according to my research, it dates to about the 1950s, so it's a bit older. And there's the back with the dosage info and ingredients. Labeled in like perfect shape. Actually, from looking at the base, I guess that old is 1950s, but it could be 60s. And this is the rarest item. It still has the contents. It is a vial of something, which I will give some historical info in a moment, called Methedrine. It's an ampule, is what this is called. You would have snapped the top off to open it. And as you can see, it says Methedrine. This is literally, methamphetamine, meth, is a street version of this drug. Quick info update with Eleanor in my lap. Wanted to say Methedrine was literally just the brand name for methamphetamine. So it's literally the exact same thing, except back when it was a prescription drug for weight loss. But first, it was a weight loss medication, which has some really fascinating advertisements, a few of which And I'll show, well, first let me show this, look at that, Methedrine, it's like ACL. It would have been a very crazy drug. I could not find a single bottle of this online for sale or sold. The only bottles I found were in the Smithsonian Museum. And I did find one empty box online, which, while it hasn't sold yet, is listed for $250 for an empty box. And has 15 watchers, so it's probably going to eventually sell. Because there's a lot of people watching it. That's pretty cool. Very rare. That's cool. Look at that. That's pretty cool, yeah. That's probably my favorite find. Don't know if it's even legal to own, but I guess it might be because it's an antique. I'm going to keep it. And it's probably about 1940s, 1960s. Maybe a bit older than 60s. Maybe like 50s. That's pretty cool. That's my favorite find. And feel free to let me know what your favorite find is in the comments. I'm pretty happy with my finds, though, especially the Methedrine, because that's extremely rare. And the kind of thing that if I saw it in a store, I probably couldn't afford it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Time to... Sorry, I was trying to think of a good joke. I'll be right back. Time to tweeze myself out of this video. Oh, that's not so good, but whatever.